Nathan Nandara James Mafabi oguno w'ekibiina ekya FDC nk'okukyajurwa mbale ba PFF kandi tuteekateeka ngu omusha dakiika nke warebera enjangu mu background aho abantu batandikire kwetereza nteekateeka ngu kwasire ebendera y'ekibiina ekya ANT Narshi anti General Mugisha Muntu niwe candidate orukwata kuhika ha mwanya ogu kuba nominated. Ntwenda kugambaho n'abantu bake abarikuza kwija mbatureba mbatushobora okwaka nomination zikugenda ba candidates babo Abesimbire barikwenda gambaho na parties okuza kwatagana omwihanga eri kureba ngo zarga omwanya zaza omugundi. Aha Shah Mshanju nokwe chairman w'akakiiko akayatushobora ngu EC neza kuba nominating General Mugisha Muntu then mbaclosing ashayi 10 konka omwabazi yaho ndumanyangu wa NUP Robert Kyagulanyi center munabona aza kuba nominated Narshi naza kureta ha epaprabye then bamugambire nasho babishujime bwanyuma yebyona abe nominated Narshi ekirije nza kwanza kiboreka ha butunu shengo ba candidates baka mukaga abakire omwanya ogu ababiri verified kugira ngo babe nominated kandi bashatu bahwireho bana babiri nominated hatariyo babiri kwa kubaho empinda hinduka kugira ngo kagire nka candidate ndijo owayegita umbantu aba Narshi abe nominated na nzagamba no nzagamba harukurokunga abantu mwenarem kandi ori chairman webina byona omwihanga atushoboreho nominations ezigenzire bitatu kwakira honorable Godfrey Chiwanda 3 live Ahantebe West twenda kumanya nominations ezo kuzigenzire kutandika izo bari yanyuma baziye neri izoba na parties iyo nka chairperson webina wa parties zo no mwihanga turebere abo ba candidates nibeto mutaka kugira ngo ekibina kibahire bushoborwa kugira ngo behandikise iwe nka chairperson wabo kandi tuire no bashtamisa no muganira embera nkeji. What next for them,
those who haven't been able to make it? Like in terms of for money, what?
Some of the candidates are saying the Electoral Commission has made it hard for them to get nominated. They are still at the offices complaining. They are making a lot of noise. You as the chairperson of the parties, what is your take?
But I think some of them are right. Twitter go kumai abantu ekimu ekibulamuko. Of course there are conditions abantu zamanzi bayina okutuukiriza. Naye ndowooza ekimu ku kyo kibalina okutuukiriza bye bisaanyizo byonna babyetaagisa. Obanga tabatuukiriza then tebasobola kukimekinga. Naye ndowooza kati akazibu bw'enkalabye kali ku signatures emikono buli district. Abamu bagamba bagituukiriza naye abamu bagituukiriza tebaweereddwa mukisa. Nze ndowooza ekintu ekyo okukiwona ekimu kibalina okukola kuba nti buli lwabeera ba verifying emikono wabeerewo agent wa candidate so amanye kubanga emikono egimu ekireeta obuzibu tojja kusanga mbadde mbuza bakandidatamu ng'abantu abamu basayiningira beebamu omuntu yasayiningira anti ate nasayiningira nupu ate nasayiningira gundi katujja okugenda okutuuka nga signature yo eri ku bantu nga basatu babiri so ye ne ba disqualified abalala ne zitawera nenze okooza okujjawo ekintu kyonna. It's always very important okuba nti emikono ejibaddewo abantu gye baleese verification of these signatures they should involve the candidates agent.
Candidate wa NRM yabadde nominated eguro kusawa ngata nya ne bamukiriza genda kunoonya obuwagizi n'akalulu mwengaba NRM mwetegese mutya
twakola ki
NRM
we are ready. We have a very good candidate. He's one of the best. Actually, he's the best candidate. President Museveni beats all of them by experience. Tebintu byakola tayogera byogere. My candidate is the best. Yes, he's the best. Mu bintu bingi. So, ate party webene wangula yetaga bintu bina. Yetaga a good candidate. Yetaga teamwork okolera awamu. NRM has a team. Ina team okuva ku byalo paka ku national.
The NRM slogan says protecting the gains.
Yes.
In this coming term of 2026 to 31, what are those gains that you're aiming at protecting that the local person can see?
No, from home. People are seeing this from home. If you are in Mitoma, or in Nyumba Jolaba, it's the gain, part of the gains of NRM. When you see that house, Jozimbe Mitoma, Mbarara, that's part of the gains. When you see the road that connects us from Mbarara to Mitoma to where Yeah, those are some of the gains. The peace that is existing in the country is part of the gain. So that's what we are protecting. So you don't need to wait for the gain. Mutulinda gain elieno yuka gain itandikira kufe, itandikira wakawa.
Tugeze nga abasomesa. Abamu batu bafuna sente nga nyingi okusinga ku bali aba arts. Kati awo mu protecting gains zamwe. Mugenda tugamba mu gains muzi protectinze atenga chiri emisala tenawera.
Yeah, ekyo nakyo. Our promises are part of the gain. Because if the science teacher is paid, that's also part of the gain. So we are protecting that. Chetufunyewo kyonna tulowooza nti tukikwate bulungi bwe twagala okufuna ekirala. Kino bwe tukikwate bulungi kijja kutuliidinga okufuna ekirala.
Kale honorable tugenda kweyongerako awo akaseerako mu maaso awo. Ewale mnonga twantugamba na honorable Godfrey Subi Kiwanda kandogo ne chairperson wabe bibina byona omuyanga kandi ni omwe ombaro kweyonjera nataba kwembera okukunga natulikorondera abahagizi omukigombe echa NRM omuyanga lyo ntwenda kweyonjerayo kuguma ntugamba n'abantu bataraba bamwe na bamwe okureba ngu twatunga enteekateeka zaabo ahebembezi b'ekibiina. You're most welcome, sir. You're live on Entirely West. Wanted to talk about the nomination process. How is it taking you?
So far, so good. And I think for me, as a peace lover, and as a person coming from a party that believes in national dialoguing, that believes in engagement, constructive speaking, this is a good initiative. And I believe that if we can translate the atmosphere here at the nomination table to the field, we will have a very peaceful election. I have also seen on the way a lot of police officers, security with army, but police is in command. And I think for me that is different from what we saw in Kawempe and in these by-elections. Ideally the police should be at the commanding center because the first line in election is the police, and I want to say that. I have also seen there have been a lot of things on Twitter, they will be given PGB and SFC, but what I'm seeing is police that is being handed, and this is not news, it has always happened. You can see the table candidate comes, they speak their messages, and their messages they're giving is more uniting, more policy related idea. I believe that all candidates that will come will be giving messages that is based on policy and what policy they want to drive. Wewe is good, Agende is good, but it tears the nation the more. And I think all candidates it's incumbent upon the candidates to make sure that the message they give unites the country and going forward. And of course, the state agencies and security agencies must know that we are into politicking. We must be allowed to reach the people, send our message. As DP, we don't have a candidate.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
We took a decision not to have a candidate and focus on parliamentary elections and local government because we had not prepared enough for us to go to this election. We went to the last election. We got few votes. We have not addressed the question as to why we got those few votes. We are in some arrangement, and we have decided as a party to focus on this as we use our leader to be a chief campaign agent for all our candidates, but also for him to move the candle and the message of dialogue, message of national unity, national reconciliation as we go to a session in Uganda. We also believe that this process of nomination is legal, is within our constitution, but it alone cannot change Uganda. So we can do both. Do this as we continue talking on a bigger table for that.
Honorable, we know DP is one of the strongest parties in the country that has been there. Where do you stand? Because yesterday when the president was getting nominated, we saw the person we expected that is going to be on the ballot paper. Should we think, and should Ugandans know, that he's behind the president?
No, the Honorable Norbert Mao was here in his capacity like I'm here. We were here yesterday, we have been here today. Norbert was here, is still coming. He was invited because this is multi-party dispensation. All parties are invited here. And I'm here in my capacity, not on the delegation of NRM. That's why you saw after NRM left, Honorable Mao remained seated here. So in his capacity as a party leader and as a believer of multi-party dispensation, we must listen to every message. What are the candidates doing? What do they tell us? And how do we help to comprehend all the messages for the Uganda that
There
we
is
want.
a younger generation that sees your party as a nice party. Then you're telling us that he is here, you're not concentrating on the presidential elections, but on the MPship. Where does this leave this one?
This is not the first time we have taken a decision. And I want to let you know that in 2016, we didn't have a candidate. We concentrated on parliament and we took a decision. In 2001, we didn't have a candidate. 1996, we had Semogerere, but later we took a decision not to back candidates for parliamentary. So it's a strategy of our party, and we must assess ourselves. And I want to let the young people that know, we have received calls from people telling us not to field a candidate. We have received calls from last election, we had people abandoning our party candidate and running to support other candidates. What has changed? We have spent a lot of energy trying to build a cooperation agreement and talking about transition and national constitutional review. That has not happened. So do you want to go to the same? We think that using whatever little resource we have, we can concentrate on upping the game at local government and parliament. It's a strategy. Okay. Many parties have done that. DF has done that. Nobody asked them a question. PFF has done that. Nobody asked the question. So we as a party believe that this is going to benefit our party, and it's a good idea that we continue this engagement.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. Gweni Honorable kandi twagumzamu candidate wa ANT nawe yakira ground aha kwenda kumanyisa narshi kuza kushijumwa abekitongore cya Electoral Commission kureba ebigenderwa yaba yabikizaha kandi baheza kumwicereza omudakika nkembaze kwa bamunominate ngatugarake omutenti hiba commissioners ba Electoral Commission barino beyongerayo okureba ngo bamwakira bije bashijuma papura narshi empapura ebiji bako bashabire ngu omwebembezi wena narshi aspirant wena abena yihandisa omwabazi bakandetse abanda barende kutugita hunza kuba kwaletera kunkawa noreba ebyo migendo misho nibo yahika omutentejo kandi naba commissioners omutenti yabo bashikiremu kwenda kumanyisa abanya-Uganda hebiri kugendo misho katukongereyo tukurekere Electoral Commission kandi tunkata yari wese ntokwa manyisa ngwe byona bidi live kandi biri butunu iwe chikuroshitame orebe candidate wawe okwarabe nominated yija kushaba karuru omukuratere
in the vicinity. I will request protocol, the protocol team please lead the next aspirant. Protocol team please lead the next aspirant to the commission. The protocol team should lead the next aspirant to the commission. The interviews by media and media people. May I request media people to the media team, you'll have a chance to speak to the aspirant if and when you've been advised. Lord Chairperson of the Commission and commissioners, the person walking in is aspirant Mugisha Muntu. The person walking in is aspirant Mugisha Muntu, accompanied by the people invited to accompany him as required and provided for in the law. We welcome you, aspirant Mugisha Muntu, and your delegation, and the teams of protocol will lead you will lead you to your seats. Lord Chair, I now would like to take the honor of inviting you to receive your guests. Thank you.
Our distinguished guests, we are now ready to receive the next aspirant, whom was informed has joined us. I would therefore like to welcome you and your entourage and invite you or your agent to present your papers. Is your nominator and seconder here? Nominator and seconder, can they stand up? Okay, you can bring the papers.
To let the people who are watching, so you know what is happening, this is what the chairperson of the commission stated in his statement about this process, that when they come, when an aspirant comes here, they are required to show proof of the various requirements in the law relating to nominations of presidential aspirants or presidential candidates. And so what you are seeing on the invitation of the chairperson of the commission to the table is for the aspirant to present the requirements for nomination. And those requirements, the commission has now instructed the technical team to check them one by one. Those requirements include a fully completed nomination form that is filled in triplicate. It also includes a declaration by the aspirant that they consent to being nominated. It also includes, as the chairperson mentioned, that the teams here, the technical teams supporting the commission in that process, checking and confirming that the aspirant is a registered voter and that is a Ugandan by birth, 18 years and above. And that check also includes the proposers, the chairperson requested to stand up to check also that they are registered voters. And that the aspirant, as required by the Presidential Elections Act, the law, that the aspirant has the minimum level of education required in the law, which is a minimum of A level or senior 6. So they will be checking those papers to confirm that the aspirant went to school. The technical teams who are checking these particulars are from a cross-section of professionals from the Commission, from the legal department. There are lawyers there from the voter data management department, from election management, from field operations, and others. we thank members of the press for keeping the country, keeping the citizens of Uganda fully abreast with what is happening here. On EC ground, Electoral Commission grounds in Rweza, Rubowa. Those who may have just joined and following, the place here where we are, where the commission is the place where the headquarters of the Electoral Commission are going to be established, and already we have seized, the commission has seized these grounds. It's the first time the nomination of presidential candidates is taking place on a permanently owned grounds of your Electoral Commission. So from now onwards, going forward, these are the grounds where the presidents of Uganda will be nominated from, starting with these ones of the 2025-26 general election. Previously, this exercise would take place in different places. But everyone who has come here so far, since the exercise of nominations started yesterday, says this is the best place. Some have actually wanted to stay here. But the commission informs them that the nomination is over, then you can proceed. So these are your grounds. These are the grounds of the people of Uganda.
Our distinguished guests, we've been verifying the papers of the aspirant, and we are satisfied he has met the criteria spelled out under the Presidential Elections Act. Accordingly, I, Justice Byabakama Mugenyi Simon, being the returning officer for the nomination of presidential candidates, declare Mugisha Muntu Oyera a duly nominated candidate in respect of the presidential elections 2026, he having fulfilled the nomination requirements under the Presidential Elections Act, Chapter 179, Laws of Uganda. You are now a candidate, Mr. Mugisha Muntu. May I now request your agent to come and pick the nomination paper for your signature confirming that you are now duly nominated. Either you sign or your agent can sign, whichever you choose. Agent, come and pick this. You can go. As a duly nominated candidate, you are required to observe or implement the following. 1, you are to appoint an official agent who will coordinate your campaign meetings and media program, and also attend meetings on your behalf where necessary. Secondly, you are to avail the Commission with the schedule of your campaign meetings and media program as soon as practicable to facilitate the smooth harmonization of all the candidates' campaign programs countrywide. And thirdly, you have to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Electoral Commission on compliance with the harmonized campaign program, timelines, and the guidelines. Congratulations, candidate Mugisha Muntu Gregory Muntoyera. They have to perform. First of all, as a commission under the law, we are required to avail you a 24-hour round security at home. And the country, if you wish. Can we now go and hand over your vehicle to you, Mr. Candidate?
Lead you. And after that, the center for the press, for briefing the press, is just near where the vehicle will be available to you.
Outside. Outside, yes. So please, inside? Brief, my lord. Brief the security not to interfere with us. They shouldn't be there. How dare they have not been pulled down. I hadn't noticed. That's what I'm saying. They hadn't noticed. I know. On these premises, our own premises here. Actually, as you enter, it's like you are entering an office of one of the countries. So let's bring ours as well. Now that he has been brought to attention, we come back after tomorrow, you see a different picture. I thought you were going to say immediately. Thank you very much. Now you are free now to go and watch the media.
Members of the press, Abesimbire, the Alliance of National Transformation, congratulate you, candidate Mugisha Muntu, on your successful nomination. The members of the delegation are welcome. Their seats are they are sitting. Please, protocol team, an umbrella for the candidate. Okay. Candidate Mugisha Muntu, you are welcome. We have 20 minutes here. We have 20 minutes here, candidate Mugisha Muntu, during which you can use 10 to talk to the nation, and 10 minutes will be used for questions. Thank you very much. You are welcome to address us, candidate Mugisha Muntu. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we thank you for the coverage you are doing and the sustained communications you are doing for the benefit of the citizens all over the country. We also take this opportunity to thank God for enabling us to get the nominations which we've just had. And all colleagues and supporters of the party that is Alliance for National Transformation. Let me also take this opportunity to thank the supporters all over the country who gave us signatures. You know, we've done 3 rounds. Even when the first round there were questions, second round within a day, we got another 60 districts. The last round they were asking for 10. We got 16 districts. And the beauty of it all was that we weren't getting these signatures just from members of the party, but also from many other Ugandans who belong even to other parties, but who have come to recognize Alliance for National Transformation as a party that is focused on building institutions or rebuilding them because they've been broken down. They have recognized the Alliance for National Transformation as a party that believes in the building of systems that deliver services, systems that enable the country to function. And we are glad, because in 2021 we participated. Our participation then was to sow seeds. "63 years of independence, even for human beings. At 63, you've gone through quite a number of stages. You came from a baby, a toddler, and then you start walking. Still in teenagers. We are stuck. Between what we say and what we do. Because every time when there is conflict between theory and practice, there is bound to be conflict. You don't. You see. Soils. In terms of the wealth that we have underground. Gold, copper, tin, bauxite. Now we've even got rare earth minerals. That a country like this, you could still find poverty anywhere in this part of the country. Fresh water bodies. River Nile, which runs from the source of the Nile until where it exits near Nimle, along that whole patch. You don't find any commercial agriculture or irrigation is used other than the big plantations of sugar in ginger. That's a reflection of the ineptness or sheer irresponsibility on the part of the political class in this country. Because when I talk about this, I'm not only talking about the current regime. We only had hope, those of us went the bush to fight for 5 years. And we took power. And we condemned all things that had happened before. And we believed that there was a cutoff point that we were going to redirect politics and the management of the economy of this country into a new direction. Unfortunately, that has not come to be. And here again, we are in this very mess with a country that is literally broken. Institutions compromised, systems broken down, and worst case, the population itself has been brought down to its knees. General Museveni was here. I think he has been nominated as a candidate. I think for the 7th time. I keep hearing him talk about moving to middle income. It's about however much any economy anywhere on this planet grows. If a population to whom that economy is supposed to serve is broken, then you wonder, where is your focus? Because we have seen countries that have got roads better than we have. More kilometers of tarmac roads, more capacity in terms of power generation and distribution, better cities, water systems that supply all citizens in the country, better educational systems. And you don't focus on how to develop the people to whom these things are supposed to serve. You're focusing on the wrong direction. And that's why I would like to ask the Ugandan people to retire General Museveni this time round in a peaceful way. Because he cannot take this country any further beyond where we are now. Every moment he stays in office, the country is going to get deeper and deeper into problems. Why so? Because if you have got citizens who have reached a point to ask for money, even when they are going to put a signature on nomination of a candidate who is supposed to go and help them get out of their problems, you know there's a problem in that country. When you see a ruling party, because the party is the one which runs government, in a stretch of 3 months in which they were conducting their primaries, which culminated into Kololo, where they stripped themselves naked in broad daylight, and it showed who they are in Kololo. Unless the population is blind, unless the population, if our citizens are willful captives, then they can continue with General Museveni and NRM, because Kololo would have been enough for the country to retire that group in power. Because in Kololo, they were electing SEC. SEC is the Central Executive Committee of the ruling party. And people were being bought like you buy goats in a market. An extension of General Museveni and NRM by the citizenry, if the citizenry chooses to do so, it's just you are being led by goats. There is evidence. Anybody can go and check it out. It was done in broad daylight. There were 300 plus petitions all over the country in the primaries of NRM. We all want a better future. I have no doubt about that. I know that there is a deep desire within our people to have a better future, where systems function, where if anybody cheats you, maybe takes your land, even if you don't have money, that you can access investigative capacities of a police, that nobody would ask you for a bribe, that nobody would intimidate you, whether they have money, whether they're in power, and that you can go to the courts of law, and that the DPP's office can also carry out prosecutions in a transparent way, so that a citizen would feel secure in the knowledge that the law protects them. That's not there. That's not there. Right now, anybody who has money or is in a position where he can have soldiers do go with it. That's what they call impunity. That's the impunity that caused the coup in 71 when the first Obote regime was removed. That's the impunity that caused the thrashing of the regime in 79. Same impunity that caused the second fall of the UPC regime. Rutwa only took 6 months, so there wasn't even enough time, I think, for him to do anything. So we took power, and we thought that would be the end of impunity. Now it has been reorganized in a more systematic way. One thing I can get my cap off for General Museveni: he has deliberately, consciously, persistently done what he has always desired in his heart. So I take off my cap for him. He has broken our people. In such a sophisticated way that even those who are broken are still running around him. That's what the country is. we offer ourselves as a solution to that mess. First, we don't look at infrastructure as the primary factor. We don't look at roads, we don't look at bridges, we don't look at power generation and distribution. We don't look at health services, we don't look at educational institutions. We don't look at rail. We look first and foremost as the primary factor of the development process, the human being, the citizen. Because there's nothing that can contradict the logic that the human resource factor is the central core to any development process. So even when we look at education, quality healthcare services, agriculture for purpose of food security and nutrition, as facilitating factors to that core, the human being, the citizen, the human resource capacity. Because when you concentrate on that human being, you educate them well, you skill them, you ensure that they are healthy, that they are well fed. The sky is the limit. There is nothing they will not do. Even getting to the moon, they would get there. Because those who have gone there are not any better than we are. That's going to be our focus. And we are going to be launching our manifesto in a couple of days. But I'm bringing out the most salient factor. General Museveni keeps talking about peace. That all these things that are happening is because of peace. He's confused a bit because we have digressing. Our understanding of peace is at variance. He thinks peace is law and order. Peace is not the absence of war, as I heard him talking about it 2 days ago. Peace is the presence of justice. If you got injustices in a country and you don't have
sorry about sorry about that. I hope you're back on air. Let's say something and let's use this one.
Amendments do we have? Peace is the presence of justice. You can have an army, you can have intelligence services, you can have police as we do have them, as we've had them even in the past. as many African countries has had them. When there is no justice, eventually you will find that you have been building on quicksand. We intend to build sustainable peace in this country because we want to focus on justice. So there is a rock firm foundation on the
must be justice for.
There must be justice for. And at this point, I'd like to call upon the government. Please, today you are in power. Tomorrow you won't. Deal with those who are not with you in a manner in which you would want them to deal with you when you are out there and they are in there. That's the logic. Dr. Kano Chiza Besje has been incarcerated beyond the mandatory bail period. 188 days passed. A period within which, if they had any investigations and they were saying they should have proceeded with the case, they have not. So I'd like to ask the Ugandan people, most of them who seem to hide all the time, if a prominent political leader, a war veteran, an officer of NRA, UPDF, that is done to him, what about you? Most of whom don't even have the capability to pick a phone and to talk to anybody who can even come to assistance. We must build systems where everybody is below the law, including the president of the country. Government should act. If they have gotten evidence, they should proceed with the case. Dr. Chizabeze should be in his home, enjoying his freedom. It's not only Dr. Chizabeze, there are many young people of Nuku who are in prison. If you have cases, proceed, go, take them to court and argue your case, not to incarcerate them in the prisons without trial. Or pass a law and then we know. But to masquerade behind the law as you manipulate it is one of the most dangerous things that we can have. We saw it happen in the 60s, it failed. 70s, it failed. 80s, it failed. Even now, it will fail. Let me conclude, and maybe 3 questions, and then we give space for other colleagues who are going to be coming.
Thank you, Candidate Mugisha Muntu. Members of the press, we already have another aspirant walking in. Take 2 questions from you. And yeah, please. So 2 questions, please.
Thank you, Candidate Mugisha Muntu. My name is William Ranga from Beg Media, Beg Television. The defense budget in Uganda takes the lion's share. You are a former army commander of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, and now you are retired. What is going to be your position on defense spending in your next government? Thank you so much.
When you build peace within the region, where you don't expect attacks, and you coordinate effort with other countries around the region, to have coordinated effort in neutralizing insurgents and international terrorists, you reduce your defense budget logically, and then you rechannel the resources that you get from defense budget. You put them in the social services sector. That's what we believe in. And 2, if you are not repressive, but I also believe in a strong army, I believe in strong intelligence services, I believe in strong police services, well motivated, professional, and also well catered for. But at the same time, when you don't have repression, a repressive machinery, you don't have any danger of having internal rebellion. Most times the rebellion erupts internally. 2 factors. 1, because of internal mismanagement. But also times when it is generated from the outside. But when you have a well-trained force and you have got a population which is backing you, I can tell you nobody can ever defeat you from the outside. Ever. Defeat comes when there is an attack from outside and you are weak internally. I see this, they know all that, those who are in power. But greed blinds, because they are not looking at anything but money, which they are bowing to, which unfortunately they have caused the rest of the country to bow to. Those who pray, pray. This country is on its knees.
So we have the next question, please, a quick one.
Congratulations, President Mugisha. I want to thank you for reaching here. As a Christian and as a general, I want to inform you that Uganda is under siege. I repeat, I want to ask you as a general and as a Christian.
Ask her here. In every dark situation, in any society, however dark a situation may seem, there are always remnants. There are people out there in the country who are resilient, who want to see a better country. And those are the ones whom we reach out to. Because leadership is a critical factor. The country will go up or go down around leadership, the nature of it. That's why to us, the main concentration is focused on how do we get men and women of integrity into Alliance for National Transformation to become the dominant factor. Because we know for sure that the moment we take power, which I believe by God's grace we will, that's when the main struggle starts. There are many people who think that the housing of 7 is the main struggle. No. That's the secondary one. The primary one is how do we sort out this mess and lift the livelihoods of the people. How will you do that? Unless you have got deep people who are different in thinking and also in how they act. But if we get the same kind of thinking as we've had since 1962, people who are either driven by pomp and glory or money or like I've seen the whole lot, even when there's physical change, tomorrow General Museveni definitely will get out one way or another. You can already see it's so self-evident. And then you go in. And then the thinking is not different, which means the actions will be similar. We digress from that. Even if we are to stand alone, that's the path on which we walk. I keep telling people, even if I never become a president of this country, but if I can build or help collaborating with people who think alike together, and we build a machine in terms of a political vehicle that can transform this country, I will go to heaven as happy as if I would have become a president. We concentrate on building. We concentrate on organizing. So we call upon the remnants in this country. Wherever you are, don't keep quiet. If you want a better future, we are here. We are a solution. By God's grace, I believe at some point, wherever that is going to be, whether it is next month, whether it is in May, wherever it is, we will take power in this country, and I can guarantee you, people will know how power can be managed different from how it has been managed hitherto. We are disciplined, we are consistent, we are values driven. That's who we are. May God bless you.
Thank you, General. Thank you, Candidate Mugisha Muntu. Protocol team, please, can we assist the candidate and his entourage? Protocol team, we assist the candidate to exit and this team, and then the support to the processing of the next aspirant who is now accessing the venue. Thank you very much. And technical team, please work on the microphones for the next press briefing. Our dear guests, we are invited back into the tent because we are receiving the next aspirant who is already at the venue. Thank you very much. Our lunch will be served after the nomination. Thank you.
bategere ebikolwa abajja tumbala abadde batutambulira nga bakuba abantu abanyizayo poliisi ababulijjo ekitongole kyonna kyonna kideployinze okutukolako efudu so nga ffe tuli bantu bamirembe tuli omukulembeze ajja kutusooka atuuke processing.
Briefly in English, where is your candidate?
The candidate is just at the last checkpoint. We are here as an advance team, and anytime now he'll be coming in to join us. We condemn the violence that has been meted out on our people. Because we are excited. The Commission is still waiting for the next aspirant. What they are doing.
The Commission is still waiting for the next aspirant. The next aspirant has not yet come in.
So, the Commission is expecting the next aspirant, as the Commission mentioned. The next aspirant is expected at 10. So we are not having a press briefing now because the Commission will guide. May I request members of the press that the press briefings take place outside? May I request that the members of the press please retreat and go where the media center is, because we are waiting for the next aspirant. Tayari West.
If he's not yet here, we should be guided so that we don't wait in vain.
Tayari West, may we please join the rest of the media team where they are?
don't go beyond it. Don't.
We're expecting the next aspirant to come in anytime from now. And I would like to request the protocol team. Protocol team, please lead the next aspirant to the commission. Protocol team, if you are there near, please. Protocol team, lead the next aspirant to the commission. Protocol team, lead the next aspirant to the commission. Protocol team, please lead the next aspirant to the commission. Let him come. They don't want him to hold there because he's going to address the press conference.
No, he's going to come into the waiting for the other delegation members to come, then they can move it together. Waiting for other delegation to be 20. I think they come in different vehicles, so and then they come. Yeah, but they said it will follow 2 minutes, but they'll be coming in.
As you see the problem.
So, press, guys, move. Let's make way. Move. Let's go. Come on. Okay, press. Give space, guys.
Protocol team, please lead the next aspirant to the commission. The next aspirant is walking in. The next aspirant is walking in. The next aspirant is walking in. Members of the press, please give way to the next aspirant, Mr. Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu. Of the National Unity Platform is the one that is coming in, Lord Chair and Commission. Please, protocol lead the next aspirant to where they should sit. And members of the press, please take your spots where you should be. Members of the press, be where you have always been. You may take your seats, please. And members of the commission, Lord Chair, I hand over to you to take forward this process that you have invited your guest for. Thank you.
Our next aspirant, with your entourage, you're welcome to Lueza Lubowa EC grounds. Without much ado, I'd like to invite you or your agent to bring forward your papers, your nomination papers for scrutiny and verification. Your agent. Thank you. The nominator, can you stand up, please? Nantumbwe Jen, Ishia. Nominator. Seconder, Jago Fred, the seconder. All right. You can remain seated. Okay.
To the people who may be joining this occasion for the first time, here and online, we are at the EC grounds in Rubowa, Rweza, in Makinde Sabagabo. And this place is the first permanent home for the headquarters of the Electoral Commission in Uganda. And going forward, this is going to be the venue, the place where presidential candidates are nominated, and the set for this 2025-2026 general election being the first ones that have been nominated from grounds that belong to the Electoral Commission, that belong to the people of Uganda, because this is your commission, this is your Electoral Commission. And so those who are watching online and following on TV and other platforms, the Commission has now instructed the technical teams here to verify and check all the particulars that are required of an aspirant for presidential elections, to participate in the presidential elections as a candidate. So that's what the Commission has asked the teams here that are from the legal department of the Commission, the voter data management department, election management, field operations, to check those particulars that are required. And they are checking those particulars which the aspirant was informed to bring as they submit their nomination papers. The nomination form filled in triplicate, 3 copies, a declaration of consent that the aspirant consents to being nominated, confirming that the aspirant is a registered voter, is a citizen of Uganda by birth, and confirming, as the Commission said, as required by the law, that the aspirant has got the minimum academic qualifications, that they have attained at least advanced level standard or senior 6. So they are checking to confirm that the aspirant went to school. They are also confirming and checking those other particulars. The certificate indicating that the aspirant obtained the required numbers of supporters as required by the law. that the aspirant has paid the required nomination fee of 20 million shillings. So that's what is happening. That is, yeah. We thank members of the press for keeping the country and citizens of Uganda and everybody that is watching these proceedings, for keeping them informed of what is happening, because this is their exercise. This is the exercise of the people of Uganda, and what the commission is doing is fulfilling that responsibility that it has. So we thank you, members of the press, for, since yesterday, actually since the roadmap started, the roadmap to the 2025-26 general election was first launched in July 2023, and again revised and relaunched in the presence of stakeholders in August 2024. And over time, a number of milestones on that roadmap have been undertaken, including demarcation of electoral areas at local government level, the organization of polling stations, mapping of persons with disabilities to polling stations, the first major nationwide mapping of persons with disabilities to establish who they are, where they are, what kind of disabilities they have, what needs to be done to ensure that there is greater inclusivity in the electoral process by persons with disabilities. And one of the things that the Commission has done and endeavors to do is to make sure, for instance, that on events of this nature and others, that there is sign language interpretation or translation. And you can see we have Mebo Murungi there for those who understand the language of sign language. And then the Commission undertook the update of the National Voters Register. Period was given when voters who had the opportunity to, those who are not on the register, to register as voters. Those who were new voters to register as new voters after attaining the required age. There was also the opportunity for those who wish to make transfers from one voting location to another to do so, as provided for in the law. There was a period for the display of the voters' register at the various levels. and fast forward now, we are in this nomination process, which started with nominations at local government level, and elections of special interest groups, the youth, older persons, and persons with disabilities. And now we are here for nominations for the people that are aspiring to the top position in the land. And when the roadmap was announced, 23rd and 24th of September looked to be very far. But now we're on the last day, 24th. So you're welcome.
Thank you, our distinguished guests. We've been scrutinizing and verifying the nomination papers of the aspirant, and we are satisfied he has fulfilled the requirements of the Presidential Elections Act. Therefore, I, Justice Byabakama Mugenyi Simon, being the returning officer for the nomination of presidential candidates, declare Kyagulanyi Sentamu Robert a duly nominated candidate in respect of the presidential elections 2026, he having fulfilled the nomination requirements under the Presidential Elections Act, Chapter 179, Laws of Uganda. You are now a candidate. Congratulations. Right. You are required to append or affix your signature or that of your agent on this paper to confirm that indeed you have attended. So please, your agent or yourself, whichever. How sure? You have lost. Okay. Candidate Kyagulanyi Sentamu Robert, as a duly nominated candidate, you are required to observe the following. 1, appoint an official agent who will coordinate your campaign meetings and media program and also attend meetings on your behalf where necessary. Secondly, you are to avail the Commission with a schedule of your campaign meetings and media program as soon as practicable, so as to facilitate the smooth harmonization of all the candidates' campaign programs countrywide before you embark on your campaign schedule, which officially begins on 29th of September. You're also to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Electoral Commission on compliance with the harmonized campaign program, timelines, and guidelines. Although the campaigns kick off on 29th, however, you are at liberty today to meet your supporters, since we could not allow them, all of them in here, at a designated place, either to roll out your manifesto or greet your supporters. You are at liberty to do that. The Commission you a soft copy of the voters register, the National Voters Register, and we have this soft copy here. I ask your agent to come and pick it. Yeah. No. Furthermore, under Section 23 of the Presidential Elections Act, the Commission is required to ensure that the relevant organs of the state provide you, during the entire campaign period, your protection, both on the road, on the campaign trail, or not even on the campaign trail, wherever you want to go, and also at home. To that extent, therefore, we are going to hand over to you a security vehicle together with the security personnel who will be guarding you at all times. The vehicle is at our cost. The fuel, the driver, the guards protecting you are all at our cost, even maintenance of the vehicle. Thereafter, we have a media tent. You may want to address the media and talk to the people of Uganda. It is at your will. But for now, can we go and we hand over to you your security vehicle and the security personnel. Thank you very much.
The Commission will lead you to the security detail. So, please, thank you very much. Please, the candidate be led to the security detail vehicle. And may I also mention that lunch has been prepared. You are welcome to lunch. You are welcome to lunch after here.
Have an official driver. This is the only possible presidency. And Mr. Wamunga will take you through, brief you about the security and deployments and possibilities. So Mr. President candidate. Presidential candidate. Presidential candidate. That's what has the process here.
So please, we will work with you, we will support you, right from home, office, and your movements.
As mentioned earlier, the entire cost is ours. You as say you want to move here and there, be there for it. The driver I've introduced said, where is the driver? Can you please step forward to the driver? Okay, this is your driver, Mr. Kandid. Thank you. The rest is now you can go and address the meeting. Okay, thank you very much. All the best.
The rest of the support, the people accompanying the candidate are invited to take their seats here. And the rest of us will have our seats here. Protocol team, please get me an umbrella for the candidate.
Okay.
We chose wisely. We chose wisely.
They had sent me.
Protocol team says please sit.
No, they got him. I was just taking the umbrella, not myself.
Please get an umbrella for the candidate. Okay. Candidate Kyagulanyi, you are welcome and congratulations on your successful nomination. You are welcome to address the nation. We have 20 minutes here. You can talk to us for 10 minutes and then take some questions from members of the press. You are welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, before I say anything, I want to take this opportunity to pay tribute to our former Deputy President, Mama Jolly Mugisha, who passed away on the 24th of September last year. Today is exactly 1 year since we lost Mama Jolly. Mama Jolly was always a pillar of strength and courage within us. We strongly believe that today has fallen on this day not by coincidence. Maybe there's a message that we are getting from the Almighty. Mama Jolly, rest in peace. We shall make you proud. We shall never give up your dreams. Fellow Ugandans, ladies and gentlemen, comrades in the struggle, I am deeply humbled and profoundly honored to accept your nomination to be the next president of the Republic of Uganda for the year 2026 to 2031, not 1926 to 1931. I thank you very much for the trust that you've continued to place in me ever since I offered myself for the first time for the presidential office in 2021. Today, my heart is filled with a deep sense of responsibility to deliver to that trust that you've put in me. Together, We have been everywhere preaching the message of a new Uganda. And today, with this nomination, we start on the final phase of our mission to freedom and true independence. Since our nation was born in 1962, every change of leadership has been written in blood, the blood and sacrifice of the common people of Uganda, the citizens of Uganda, and yet the leaders who always promised liberation have always delivered oppression. For 40 long years, one man and a small group of his relatives and friends have ruled our country on gunpoint. They have looted our nation and turned every institution of government into a tool of oppression. They have reduced the citizens of Uganda into slaves on their own land. They have reduced all of us into beggars, and they've turned our poverty into a tool of control. And yet, our country is not poor, our country is rich. Our country cannot fall down, our country will stand firm. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is fertile. Our people are hardworking and enterprising. We are rich in creativity, we are resourceful, we are energetic, we are young, and we are promising. Our country is one of the richest countries on the planet in terms of natural resources. So, my brothers and sisters, our problem is not lack of wealth. Our problem is lack of leadership. Leadership that serves the people instead of terrorizing them and exploiting them. Leadership that seeks to uplift the citizens instead of enslaving them. Sisters and brothers, this is not the first time that we stand before you with the dream of a new Uganda. We first made our attempt 5 years ago in 2021. Hundreds of our brothers and sisters were tortured. Many of them were arrested and they're still in prison as we speak right now. Many were killed and many are missing to the present day. And yet, we refuse to give up. I know that many of you are now asking, why then do we go to the polls? Why do we risk the tear gas, the bullets, the prisons, the torture chambers, the death, and all the mess that is awaiting us? My answer to you is this: we risk it all because the alternative is giving up, and that is 10 times worse. If we give up now, we shall have no moral authority to complain about what happens next. If we surrender now, that means that the fighting spirit of Rita Nabokenya, of Frank Senteza, of Yasin Kauma, and many others has been defeated. It means that they died in vain. It means betrayal. Betrayal of the comrades who have spent years in prison, counting on us to still have our little freedom, to continue fighting for their freedom. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what happens to us, we must keep moving forward. Even if somebody tells you that our chance to freedom is only 1%, let us take that chance and fight. We have always been telling you about the protest vote, and today, let me use this opportunity to break it down in more detail. We have voted before. We have won elections before, and we have been rigged before. But the election this time is no usual election, brothers and sisters. We are going into this election as a way of protesting against the injustice that has been occasioned to us for the last 40 years. We are protesting, and the protest begins now. We must use this election season to rally the people of Uganda, to express their anger and to express their hope at the ballot box. We are going to use this election to protest legally. We are going to use this election to protest constitutionally, and we are going to use this election to protest non-violently. We must mobilize the people of Uganda to come out and vote in very, very large numbers. Numbers too big. We must lay different strategies and make different plans to ensure that we, the people of Uganda, get our freedom in this season. Now to our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. You, brothers and sisters, the Ugandans in the diaspora, you send so much money. You send more than $2 billion back to Uganda every year. In real sense, you are the biggest investors in Uganda. We know that many of you even fear to come back home because you know what happens to those that return home. Many of you don't risk the brutality. We know that Ugandans like Sam Mugumya, who returned from a Congolese prison, was abducted weeks ago, and up to now he's missing. Nobody knows where Sam Mugumya is. We know Robert Kayingo Ruja, a lawyer who was recently abducted from the airport, kept incommunicado for a month before being forced back in exile without even stepping foot in his house. The examples are many, ladies and gentlemen, but I tell you, my friends, we are fighting so that you can return to your home, to your families, to freedom and dignity. We are fighting so that you are received with and not handcuffs. We fight so that Uganda can give your children the chances and opportunities that you never got. That is why we fight. Now to General Museveni. I know you don't like listening to young people or even listening to anybody at all, but at least listen to your friend and Bushwa comrade General Kainda Otafire. I want you to remember that Uganda was here before you, and Uganda will be here long after you are gone. You don't have to burn it down on your way out. The best guarantee for your legacy, for your security, and for what you and your people have earned in the last 40 years is to allow a peaceful, orderly, and democratic transition. Because we are not vengeful people. We still believe in peace. We still believe in justice. And yes, we believe in reconciliation. All we want is a free and fair election. No military violence, no police brutality. That is not too much to ask for. Let this election not be a military operation. Let this be a democratic election. That should not be too much to ask for. You are aware that for the last 5 years, your regime has done everything to break our spirits. They try to silence us, but we are even louder. We are not giving up. And you know that you cannot defeat people who don't give up. Now to fellow Ugandans, I don't need to tell you that the 2026 election is already not fair. You have seen General Museveni's son, who is also head of our military, promising to kill our people in order to guarantee 80% of the vote to his father. He also said that during these presidential campaigns, we will be forcefully guarded by his private militia, the SFC. The same SFC which is responsible for abducting and torturing our supporters. So as we go for this campaign, it's like walking into the shadow of the valley of death. But I say to you, comrades, fear no evil, because the Lord Almighty is with us. I say to you, brothers and sisters, that we shall walk but not get tired. We shall suffer but we shall not die. It will be painful, but we shall win in the end. We shall reach in a new Uganda. We have no doubt about that. We shall reach in a Uganda where you will move in town and not see guns on the streets. In a Uganda where security will be protecting the citizens and not terrorizing them. A Uganda where teachers, soldiers, health workers, and other workers are paid promptly and adequately. Where farmers earn fair income from their produce. Where traders are not suffocating under exploitative tax regimes. That is a new Uganda that we dream of. That is a new Uganda that we shall definitely get to. A Uganda where citizens can demonstrate on the streets about injustice, and the response of the government will be to listen to them and not to shoot them dead. A Uganda where jobs are not for the connected few, but for all those who qualify and are willing to work. Thank you. In the coming days, ladies and gentlemen, we shall unveil our manifesto, and we shall go ahead to paint a clear picture of that new Uganda that we dream of, that new Uganda that we believe. But ultimately, about leadership, that will be a Uganda where leaders will be serving the people and not the other way around. I tell you, my friends, that Uganda is possible in our lifetime. And with your courage, with our sacrifice, and with the grace of God, we shall reach that new Uganda. Now, as the National Unity Platform, even with the little resources that we had for the last 4.5 years, we have already demonstrated that we are able to use less and achieve more. We have managed to acquire the biggest political party headquarters in Uganda. We have launched the first school of leadership, and we have gone ahead to groom leaders at no cost to them. Leaders that will uphold our values and offer leadership to the next generation after we retire. We have supported families of political prisoners and missing comrades. We have refused to be compromised. We have held onto our principles even when it has come at great personal cost. We have pursued and secured sanctions against those who steal from our people and against those who oppress our people. We have kept the struggle alive, and we are growing even stronger. Now to the international community. Uganda's freedom is not only for Ugandans. Uganda's freedom is for everybody. If Ugandans are safe, if Ugandans are not safe, neither are our neighbors, nor the international dwellers or the international community that always receives us when we go seeking for asylum. Please stand with us as we stand for democracy and human rights. Now to our senior comrade, Dr. Kiza Besije, to our brothers Alex Waiswa Mufumbiro, Comrade Bobby Young, Eddie Mutwe, Achireu Chivumbi, Machete, Gaddafi, and all other political prisoners, we honor you, we think about you, we pray for you, and we are fighting for you. To your families and every Ugandan that has been affected in this struggle, please don't lose hope. Your suffering will never go in vain. Now finally, to the comrades that I will be moving with on this campaign trail, the foot soldiers, the ordinary citizens of Uganda who have nothing else to offer to their country but their selves, their bodies. First of all, I thank you, brothers and sisters. We have stood together through the tear gas, through the bullets, through the beatings, through the abductions, through the courts, through the prison walls, and through the funerals. You have been my shield. You have been my eyes. You have been my courage. You have been my strength. You have been my friends, my true friends. Today, as we go into what is likely to be an even more violent campaign, I will be relying on you, my friends. We are embarking on a long walk to freedom. Whatever lies ahead of us is going to test everything that we are and everything that we stand for. But I guarantee you, brothers and sisters, freedom will come at the end of the day. Because after all, freedom never comes easy. Our grandparents shed blood for the independence of this country 62 years ago. Our parents shed blood for what they believed was a liberation 40 years ago. Our comrades in this very generation are in prison for this very struggle. They have shed blood for this struggle. Many of them are missing and they don't even have graves for this struggle. Let us carry them in our hearts. Let us carry them in our minds. Let us do this in their name. Brothers and sisters, the same courage and discipline that has kept us going since 2017 should be the same courage and discipline to carry us through this campaign. Your duty in this campaign, I must remind you, will not be to protect me. Yes, your duty in this campaign is not to protect me. It is to protect yourselves. It is to protect each other. It is to protect those ordinary people that come to support us on our rallies. I request you to be vigilant in every village that we shall enter and on every rally that we go to. Please be very solid and be very sober. Please be very calm and be very disciplined. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Be careful, but don't show fear, because this regime wants us to be fearful. My brothers and sisters, I want you to understand what we are fighting for. We are fighting for a better Uganda. We are fighting for the farmers, for the border riders, for the young graduates who have no jobs. We are fighting for the ghetto people, those ghetto youth whose future is being stolen away in exchange for a few shillings. We are fighting for the ordinary children whose future is empty and we want to give meaning to. We are fighting for those police officers who are ordered to brutalize you because you are fighting for their children's future, and afterwards they have to return to their uniport, to an empty house, to children with no school fees, and to a family with no health insurance. Please don't look at them as your enemies, because they are not your enemies. They are victims too. They also wish that things can change someday. Fees, and to a family with no health insurance. Please don't look at them as your enemies, because they are not your enemies. They are victims too. They also wish that things can change someday. Brothers and sisters, if we succeed, this country will be free and things will change forever. It will never be the same again. Unfortunately, if we don't succeed, nobody will ever believe that we did our best. That will mean that we are condemning our children, those that are born and those that are unborn, to slavery. And that is not what we should be doing. Therefore, brothers and sisters, failure is not an option. We must get our freedom, or at least die trying to get our freedom. I don't know how much danger is awaiting us on this campaign trail, but I know that we are going to keep moving with hope and faith. We are carrying the hope of our entire generation, a hope of millions and millions of Ugandans. Brothers and sisters, I want you to understand that this that we are carrying on our shoulders is a historical responsibility. So prepare yourselves. Hug your loved ones one more time and tell them that we are going to war. We are going to a war that we never... Truth and God. We are fighting this because it is a duty that we must take on. We are for our God-given right to live as human beings in our own country. We will never retire. We will never give up. We will fight until we are free, and I'm sure we shall be free in the end. This is not a matter of when, but it's not a matter of if. This is a matter of when, and we know that we are going to achieve our freedom. Brothers and sisters, I want to conclude by guaranteeing to you that are here with us and all over the world that in the end we shall be free. In the end, everything is going to be all right. And if everything is not all right yet, then that will not be the end. Thank you very much for God and my country.
Thank you, candidate, for that address. Now, members of the press, the candidates team has said that it's going to do the version in Uganda at Natete and also answer the questions there. So given the environment, I don't know unless the candidate chooses, so that is the guidance from his team. Thank you very much. So let us wait for that advice. But that's what the team had presented. Thank you.
Yeah, apologies because of the weather and because of the time constraint. We request that we proceed to Natete to address our rally and maximize our time, and maybe we'll answer questions from there or another opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, candidate protocol team. I know the weather is a challenge, but let's manage the candidate and his entourage. Please, protocol team, protect my mind.